Hi Virgo, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, here for your August 2016 monthly tarot reading. Thanks for joining me. I'm using two new decks today, the Japardize Tarot and the Linestrider Tarot. They're very, very different decks. One is very colorful, and the other one's very minimalistic. Excuse me. Okay, you have two major arcanas at the bottom of the decks here. One is the High Priestess, and the other is a Wheel of Fortune. The High Priestess really invites you to listen to those gut feelings, those times in your life where you just kind of get this feeling, this thought, this hesitation, this kind of difficult to define sense that something's not quite right, or something's off, or that you should listen to something's more important than it may seem on the surface, and really allow those things to actually come all the way up to the surface. Even hopes and dreams and wishes that you, instead of just going, oh, that's not practical, that can't happen, let all those things come to the surface. You keep a journal, just sort of jot things down, and allow them to come up to be examined this month. And at the bottom of the other deck is the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is a card about just that everything's constantly moving, constantly changing. Nothing is static in this world. And just as everything's changing for you, everything's changing for everyone else. And it's this constant dance that we really can't control. But what we can control is our reaction to things going on around us. So the wheel often has in the traditional deck, like someone up here sitting pretty, someone kind of falling off here, someone getting crushed down here, and someone sort of climbing back up. And the lesson is to learn to ride in the center of the wheel. And yes, you don't have the ups and downs, but you're able to deal with the seeming sometimes chaos or things out of your control around you, and you're able to ride it out and not get trampled underfoot or be hanging on for dear life, or smugly on the top. You just get to have a more zen, I would say, centered and zen outlook as on life, and be able to deal with things as they come in a healthier manner. So our focus cards, one is the Ace of Cups. So this is a beautiful card about new emotional beginnings. So this is either you want to bring this energy, you have this is sort of goes back to that High Priestess. It's like gut feeling of barking on sort of a new emotional beginning in some part of your life, and you want to foster that, you want to nurture that feeling and see where it goes. So it could be a new relationship, something that you care about, you find yourself wanting to explore more. I think this is going to come from this High Priestess. Something's going to kind of percolate, something come up to the surface this month for you guys that you're going to want to really examine and see where you can take it. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, which has come out This card just comes out all the time. And this is my card about finding that tangible thing that you can do, whether it's meditation, which is sort of not tangible, but it's something you can actually do, meditate, garden, run, work on cars, walk in the woods, go fishing. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, writing, sketching, sitting outside and observing nature, whatever it is that when you do, you feel totally present and your worries sort of melt away and you're truly riding at the center of that wheel and just going with the flow of the moment. And so it can either be something that you can turn into a career potentially, or it could just be that tool that you have to help you stay centered and have a really grounded, more peaceful life, really. You have some nice cards in the work position. You have the Ten of Gardens, which is the Ten of Pentacles, and the Fool card. So whatever you want to do, someone's got your back. This is a card about legacy, stability, financial security, many generations. So I think if you do want to embark on a new journey where where your career path is concerned, take a little bit of a risk. You have the safety net behind you. Whether it's just your level-headedness about money, or who am I reading for? Virgo. I don't even think I said that. You are very grounded anyway. That's the energy, the archetypical energy of an earth sign. And very grounded and practical, that when you take a risk, it doesn't even seem risky because you're just so practical anyway, but it may feel risky to you. So, but I really think it is more as an investment in yourself, in your emotional well-being, and your spirituality and mental health, even like your just. It'll be not only changing careers or going down a new career path, but it's also a life-changing type of journey as well. And this is a theme that's come up in many of the readings, most of the readings this month. So I don't know if it's just on my mind, but that's what I'm getting, or it's coming from these cards, because these are new cards for me. Over here in the home position, we have two more Earth Pentacle cards. We have the Jester of Gardens, which is the Page of Pentacles, an offering, a new beginning, going back to school, learning a craft. So this could be to start your new career. You need to take some training, learn some new things, do an apprenticeship, which this can also indicate, and start training and cultivating this new love, really, with the Ace of Tides, the Ace of Cups on the table. And it is going to be a new beginning. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles are sort of very similar energies. It's an offering, a new beginning, and health, home, happiness. Maybe you need to sell your home. Maybe you need to downsize. Maybe you need to, this is going to incorporate a new health routine, a new spiritual routine. I mean, it's kind of like everything's on the table, and one change in one area is going to domino into every other area of your life. Like, it just, one little change isn't enough, but one little change will change and permeate into all other areas of your life in a very positive way. So in the romance category, this also has been coming up as kind of taking some alone time, taking a step back. This is the Four of Swords in a typical tarot deck. You know, there's this owl up here, And he's about wisdom and gaining a higher perspective. And if you think about just an owl, they just sort of sit in the tree, right, up high, and they look around and they observe, and they can see, like have a 360 panoramic view. And so they can see very far, but they can also focus on very small things and hear very well. So they're really receptive. And that's that high priestess energy at the bottom of the deck. Very receptive and open to any little sounds, any little inklings, any little, just the smallest of things they can pick up on. It also looks like, I can't tell if the bat is carrying something in its feet or if it's like sitting on a branch. But this is really a card of meditation, taking a break, taking a time out, really figuring out what you want, having a big perspective about things. And the Knight of Swords is the same thing. It's a change in your thinking, a change in perception, perspective. Needing to communicate that you want things to change. So if you're in a relationship, you may have to have a conversation with the person, your significant other, and say, gosh, I really feeling like I need to make some significant changes, and that's going to affect us as well. And here's where I am. Here's what I want. Here's where I think I want to go, and just again put everything out on the table to try to figure out how to make it happen. And if the relationship is right, then your partner is going to come along for the ride. And if it's not, well, you might have to make some decisions about that. And if you're single, take the time while you're alone to meditate, get grounded, get centered, learn how to be alone and enjoy and be present in the moment, and not be living in, oh, I'll be happy once I find someone. It's like, no, you got to be happy now and well-rounded now by yourself. And then you're going to welcome in and attract a partner that will match that high level of happiness, instead of, you know, meeting someone thinking they're going to sort of fill a void, and it can kind of put unrealistic expectations on them. But you may also meet someone that wants you to fill that void, and then you both are given expectations that you don't necessarily are aware of or have yourself. So I think this is all coming from there's some spiritually difficult cards here. And so I think it's prompting you to make some changes. So we have the Five of Swords, which is conflict. That's also a card of compromise and what you will and will not compromise. Is there like... For a there, it looked like maybe there was fire going on here. It's hard to tell, but I got a sense. So it's like, you don't want to burn any bridges. But sometimes you do need to draw a line on the sand, but you have to make sure that you're actually on opposite sides of the line, because sometimes you're on the same side. You want the same end goal, but you just have ideas about going about it a different way. So you really have to have some hard conversations and figure out if you guys can if there's a way to compromise or not. And there may not be. There's some things you should not compromise on. But I think some conflict in some area of your life has really made you feel something's not right. You're not happy. It's like you're going through the motions, but you're missing that spark, that peace, that tranquility and contentedness. And so you want to really, this new beginning in emotions, it's getting rid of this Four of Cups. And that's going to come about by making, you have the Ace of Pentacles, some really, and the Eight of Pentacles, the Fool, making some really tangible changes in your life and learning how to be more centered. And most of all, use your intuition to guide you of what you want to bring into your life and where you want to go on this new journey with this Fool and the Ace of Cups. So looks like a really nice month, actually, with some, really figuring out where you want to go from here. What's the next step? What do I want to bring into my life? And what can come with me, and what may need to stay in the past. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really lovely month, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.